Hello guys, hope you're well. My name is Duncan and today I'm going to give you my top 3 FPL tips ahead of the upcoming Fantasy Premier League season. Tip number 1, do not underestimate defenders. Now this is something that I am guilty of. I often went with the 3-5-2 formation last season, packing out the midfield. And don't get me wrong, some amazing midfield picks, of course there are. However, with defenders and the new addition of DEFCON last year, I believe there's real value in having defenders in your team and thinking about putting more money into the defenders that you invest in your team. A reminder that DEFCON will bring is when a defender basically gets 2 extra points by having 10 clearances, blocks, interceptions or tackles in the game. Now, it's really a game changer because we saw last season, didn't we? Those absolute defensive monsters, the likes of Senesi, Tarkowski, James Hill as well at Bournemouth, constantly getting the DEFCON. And it makes such a difference because a player with DEFCON, even if they concede, you're talking about 4 points minimum for that game week, 2 points for playing the 90 plus 2 for DEFCON. If you get a clean sheet as a defender but don't get DEFCON, you're on 6 points. 6 versus 4, it's not a huge amount in it. And over time, if you've got those defenders with DEFCON that will just rack up the DEFCON bit by bit, week by week, it's really going to make a difference to your overall score. If we just look at the top 5 defenders from the FPL points of last season, we've got Gabriel at the top, Gahey, Senesi, Van Dijk, Tarkowski. What's the common denominator, guys? They're all big centre-backs, strong centre-backs, dominant. And I think we're seeing that shift now, where in previous seasons, I think fullbacks were maybe more attractive, where they could bring those assist points in, the likes of Daniel Munoz in previous seasons. Actually, the centre-backs, I think, are really benefiting from DEFCON because you've got that assurance of extra points. And also with defenders, let's not forget the impact of defenders that can score goals from set pieces. Virgil van Dijk, he got 6 goals last season. If you can pick that centre-back in your team that can get DEFCON and score a goal in a game week, you are talking mega haul scores. You're talking double digits for your game week. We saw it with Mavropanos at West Ham, didn't we, last season as well? So really think about defenders and don't underestimate them. I myself am going to be thinking more about playing a back 4 more often, maybe sometimes also a back 5, depending on the fixtures. So just keep defenders in your mind. They're valuable, and I think they're going to make a big difference next season again. Tip number 2, assess the fixtures in blocks. Now, transfers are precious in FPL, we know this. And I think it's really important when you're making your transfers to look at fixtures in probably, I'd say, blocks of maybe 5 game weeks to sort of think which teams have the most favourable run-in for that small period of time. Because if you can do your transfers for players from those teams, you can then keep that player in your starting 11, keep them ticking over, feel comfortable that they're going to get you points. What you don't want to do is bring in a player for 1 game week, a great game week, but they might have a rubbish, rotten load of fixtures after that. You don't really want to play them. You end up putting them on your bench or reluctantly playing them. It's all about looking at the fixtures and thinking ahead and thinking about, I'm going to be satisfied with putting out this team over a number of game weeks. Utilise your transfers. You don't want to be constantly moving players back and forth, wasting transfers. Remember as well, we can actually roll transfers from last season. You can accrue a maximum of 5 transfers by rolling them. And that almost acts like a mini wild card because that allows you to really transform your team if you do keep those transfers pending. But again, assess the fixtures in blocks. Don't make too many rash transfers based on just 1 game week alone. And I think that's the way to go to maximise points over time. Point number 3, trust your gut. Now, I'm really talking particularly with a focus on maybe differentials here. I'll focus maybe more on midfield. So, last season, there were times, I'll give you an example, where they had that gut feeling about a player that you do well. Maybe they hadn't necessarily got the goals and assists from midfield that where others had, but Gibbs White is a great example. Clearly the talisman at Nottingham Forest. Towards the end of last season, I had that gut feeling that he was going to do something for Forest and fight for their survival and be instrumental, but I didn't have the guts to put him in my team. It cost me because he went on that brilliant run towards the end of last season, and I just think there is real value in trusting your gut sometimes. If you look at your team and you're feeling comfortable with most of your pick, but you've just got that gut feeling for that one position where you just want to go a bit rogue, mix it up a little bit, go with that differential. Don't be afraid to take a bit of a punt. Again, still consider the fixtures in blocks as well, but I just think the game is more fun if we do take occasional punts and differentials, and if that differential does get the points, it's really going to help you to move up in terms of your overall position and improve in your mini leagues as well. I hope that was enjoyable. Enjoy the World Cup, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.